evening with your news update here on CIG TV. I'm Donna Bush. Baroness Scotland, a former United Kingdom Attorney General, was guest speaker at the University College of the Cayman Islands on Tuesday evening. The Baroness is the second speaker to take part in the UCCI Distinguished Public Lecture Series. Now, the topic was on successful anti-corruption regimes in the Caribbean.
I'll just give you a little example of what happened in Kent. There was a very well-known criminal family who had the most fantastic assets. They had a boat, they had a Maserati, they had a number of different cars. And everyone in the whole area knew that they were criminals, but they were seen as untouchable. Well, the Kent police were very successful in firstly prosecuting them and secondly relieving them of the burden of their assets. And one of the things they did is they painted, and I believe it was the Maserati, but forgive me if it was the Bentley, on the side, donated to the police force of Kent by the kind offices of, and then they emblazoned the name of the criminal. Everybody knew, as a result, what happens when you get caught. Two things. We need to catch them, we need to put them away, but we need, most importantly, to relieve them of their assets. So asset recovery is a very powerful tool in the toolkit for those who wish to fight the corrupt, because you can relieve them, like Robin Hood, and give it back to the poor.
The goal of the lecture series is to ensure the public knows more about legal and moral issues surrounding corruption in the region. And you can watch Baroness Scotland's entire lecture only here on CIG TV starting Thursday, August 1st at 8 p.m. Before Tuesday evening's lecture, Baroness Scotland met with members of Cabinet. Following their weekly meeting, Acting Premier, the Honourable Moses Kirkconnell, presented her with a piece of Caymanite artwork by Raymond Scott from Kim and Brack on behalf of the entire Cabinet. Now, Mr. Kirkconnell said that Cabinet appreciated the opportunity to speak with someone of her background and experience. The Baroness and members of Cabinet discussed a range of subjects with the Baroness, including anti-corruption procedures, crime reduction, and interministerial collaboration to deliver policy priorities. She first visited the Cayman Islands in an official capacity back in 2000 when she served as Minister for the Overseas Territories, and presently serves on the Judicial and Legal Services Commission, which oversees the appointments of local judges and public sector lawyers. Meantime, a joint statement is released by the Ministry of Health and Health Services Authority, as well as the Cayman Islands National Insurance Company, or CINICO. It is in response to the Auditor General's public interest report on the provision of air ambulance services, and it says the Auditor General questioned the management of operations relating to the provision, costs, and oversight of air ambulance services, as well as raised the potential of uncertain value from money services solicited through the air ambulance broker. It argued that this also resulted in an unmanaged risk for government. Now, the Ministry, HSA, and CINICO would like to stress that their chief concern is the well-being of any persons who may require an emergency air evacuation. It has been our experience that depending on a patient's unique needs. Now, the most cost-effective solution is not always what is required in each case. Yet we strive wholeheartedly to ensure that the emergency air evacuation process is managed efficiently from start to finish and to secure the best possible outcomes for each patient. Now, to read the rest of the joint response to the Auditor General's report, you can go online to gov.ky. Well, officers at Northam Prison are strictly following the no-tolerance policy of contraband and drugs in the prison. This after 4 Northwood inmates had their privileges taken away and prison categorization increased after being caught with drugs, alcohol, and other contraband. Now, the items were found on the group of inmates when they returned from playing an indoor football league on Monday night as part of the prison's football team. As the prisoners were being processed on their return by prison officers, they found about 6 ounces of ganja, a smoking paper, and a mobile phone charger. Now, officers also smelled alcohol in the inmates before discovering liquor in a plastic water container. Officers later found 2 cell phones and a spare phone battery in the cells of the inmates involved. Now, Prison Director Mr. Neil Lavis commended the officers on duty for their vigilance and prompt action. The prison has had a football team playing in the indoor league for many years now. Well, finally, before we go, remember you can go to the Cayman Islands government Facebook and YouTube pages if you missed our news update, as well as to get the very latest in government and community news. And don't forget to tune into Radio Cayman's Talk Today show with Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. That's daily from 12:15. On Thursday, the HSA's Simone Sheehan will be on to talk about Breastfeeding Week. And that ends our news update for today. I'm Donna Bush, as always, thanking you for watching CIG TV. Bye-bye for now.